Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another K Talk. I'm Adriana.
And I'm Randy.
And today we're going to talk to you about an exciting album that just came out this year. If you haven't been aware of it, Suga has been busy making music. And recently he put out an album and has decided to go on a world tour, which has been very exciting for all BTS fans. So we decided to listen to the album and see what we thought. What did you think? What were your first thoughts?
Well, my first thought was I didn't realize that he had 3 albums.
Yeah.
Solo albums,
Solo albums, yes.
Yes. So once I figured out which was the correct album, I enjoyed it. I actually listened to all 3 of them because I was like, why not? Let's listen to the progression. I did originally like D2
Okay.
better. Like that, of the 3, that was my favorite. But as I listened more to the D-Day, I started liking it more and more. So,
Okay. Yeah, sometimes that happens. You listen to albums or you listen to things as they come, and you're like, oh, I really like this, but then this one kind of gets under your skin, and you're like, oh, I really like this. Talking about his 3 albums, I would say, like, in terms of progression, there has been progression. You can definitely see how he's been, really working on his music. The musical arrangements keep getting more complex. He keeps playing more in different genres. The tone of his albums changes quite a bit. Like, this one surprised me, like D2, there was a couple songs that were a little laid back, but this one had like 3 that were really laid back and fantastic. I listened to it the first song, which is D-Day, when it first started, I was like, I'm not gonna like this because it started so auto-tuney. And I was like, I know he loves to play around with like filters and music and just kind of experimenting, but I like Suga's voice more natural. So I was just like, oh man, I hope the rest of the album is not like this. So I was really very pleasantly surprised with the rest of it, knowing that we got a little bit more of his voice, and then even getting him doing a little bit of singing, even though him and RM are always talking about how they're not singers. I think they've worked on their voice long enough that they actually do some very nice melodic singing.
Yeah. Like, you could tell he's not the strongest singer.
Right.
But I think it works for the music that he's doing. Like, he knows how to work with his voice and with his rap.
Yeah.
And integrate them together. So
yeah, I think he's able to mesh that a lot better now than if you like his first album, It was very, very in your face, very aggressive, and just strictly rap.
Yes.
And I think over the years with BTS and having to do like singles for BTS within the albums, he's kind of played around a lot more with his voice, and it's definitely at a point where he can hold his own. Obviously he's not a singer, but he could definitely sing Circles Around Me.
His rap is so strong.
Yes.
That, obviously that is where he shines the best.
Oh yeah, definitely. So let's talk about like the album. Are there songs that you really didn't like at all, or did you like all of them?
There is a song that I didn't like.
Okay, so go ahead. Which one?
People Part 2. I liked his rap. I just didn't like it. Sorry.
Is that's the one with IU?
Yeah.
This is his second or third collab with IU. I know he's collabed with her at least on 2 other songs.
Yes.
I think. So this is like the 3rd collab they've done. It wasn't the strongest of songs, but I didn't hate it. So I don't think you hated it. It's just
No.
not.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there is one that I'm going to skip,
That would
that's
be
going
the
to be
one.
the one that I'm
Okay.
going to skip.
That's good. I think for me, the one that I'm going to skip, and everybody's going to hate me for this, is D-Day. It just, I'm over auto-tune, kind of. Like, I'm just done with it. And when it's like heavily laced, I'm just like, you know, I prefer to hear like the more natural tones in the music. Nothing wrong with autotune from time to time. I'm just kind of like almost every album out there has some autotuning, so I tend to skip a lot of those. Favorite song?
Snooze.
Snooze. Ah, okay. So that was one of mine as well. But I want to say that my favorite overall, and this was tough because both of them are like, Snooze was one of them, and then Amygdala was the other. Just so surprising that he went in that direction and that he sang. It was such a soft ballad that I was just like blown away by it. So I really, really enjoyed it. Plus the message of it, and like, you know, talking about memories and getting stronger from memories, which all of these songs, his lyrics are always what really bring me into the songs, because he just has this way of talking about things that's very visceral. He's very upfront and like in your face about his emotions. And sometimes it's a little hard to take. You're just like, oh, wow, that was kind of strong. But at the same time, it fits his persona. It fits his, you know, the way he writes, the way he raps. And I love it. So, yeah, Amygdala was pretty up there for me. I would say that and Snooze are number one. Snooze was definitely giving me piano vibes. Do you remember that song? So that was off of the Wings album, I believe. He did a solo track called Piano, where he talked about like how music and like the piano was the first instrument that he learned, and how there was a love-hate relationship. And this kind of is also emphasized here in this one, you know, the same thing about like the love and hate of your passions, because it's like he had to struggle so much to get to where he was. And even now he still has these moments of like, is this really a dream, or, you know, kind of thing. So definitely felt a little bit of correlation between those two songs. Even the background piano notes reminded me of that song, which is one of my favorite Sugar songs, let me tell you. One of my favorites. That song is just like so visceral and in your face, and just love, love, love it. I want to talk about because we did have a couple collabs in this. I didn't realize until I listened to the album that, you know, J-Hope was in this. And then for, which one is it?
You
Snooze,
collaborated
right?
on Snooze,
Yeah, there was two on Snooze. So, and then we have IU as well. So yeah, that is, is really kind of like, I feel like a signature Suga song, because it's a real big clapback to haters. And I love that J-Hope jumped in on this, and, you know, they just keep talking about everybody out there always continuing to talk about them, and all of the controversy and all of the hate that they still get even at the top of their careers. So just signature Suga for me. I absolutely love when he writes lyrics like this, because it's always such a like, you know what, keep talking, I'm just gonna do my thing. And it works for him. It really does. What did you think of that one?
It was okay. That's probably not the right way to say it. I would have to say that I enjoyed it. It wasn't necessarily one of my favorites. I think I liked Hagum and actually Polar Night a little bit better. But was good.
Yeah.
Sorry, that feels really like lukewarm, but like Hagum is such a strong song.
Yeah.
That it just feels vigor to me.
Yeah, and I like the with Hagum, I like the intro part a lot. Just having, again, he kind of intermixed a little bit of Oriental feel to the genre. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Dochita.
Yeah,
just
well,
like
he was using like traditional instruments
yeah,
again,
for the
which
intro.
I always love in songs. So
that was definitely a good fit for that song. And I looked up the word because like Spotify didn't translate it.
well, it means two different things, right?
Yeah, the one that
is the instrument, and then one is like
unlock. That's what came up for me. What came up for you?
I just know. Oh gosh, how was he explaining it? I can't remember. I have to look it up.
Well, sometimes things
it just
get
had
a little,
double meaning.
Yeah, sometimes things get a little lost in translation,
Yeah.
but we try to do our best to figure out what they're saying, and I think it fits. It's kind of a double meaning even within the song, like kind of talking about all the chatter that goes on around them and kind of letting go. So yeah, I think overall there's a lot of good imagery in this album.
I actually watched the music video for that. I don't watch music videos, so
How was it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was.
No, I have to watch it.
It felt like one of the like Korean gangster movies that they have. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, now I definitely have to watch this.
Yeah. So
I haven't watched any of the video or even like the clips of him talking about the album. I just kind of wanted to listen to it fresh. So now I'll go back and look at the video and see how good it was. But I think overall this is a great album. I would play it again and again. I might skip D-Day just because that's me. And you might skip, what is it you said?
People Part 2. I enjoyed People Part 1.
So, we may skip one or two, but I think overall it's a good album.
Yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed the progression of the album. I enjoyed, all of the songs as a whole. Like I said, People Part 2 is not my favorite. Like, Snooze is probably my favorite. And I enjoyed, like, some of the slower songs, some of the more upbeat songs, and as well as the more, kind of, I wouldn't say in your face, but, the stronger, rap.
I think it had a really good balance.
Yeah.
Like, had some aggressive.
Life Goes On was really good, too. So.
Yeah, that was really good, though. I don't know if you saw the lyrics for that. I did. It's like, what are you saying, please? Kind of like almost saying goodbye, but please don't say goodbye. Talking about the past, talking about the future. So, I know there's been chatter, but I'm just going to be positive and hope that they all get through their military service, which J-Hope just went off to military very recently. And I know a few of the other ones are probably getting ready to go as well.
Oh, I would assume so.
I would assume.
Well, I just want to say, like, I listened to all three of his albums, Agust D, D-Day, and D2 on Hoopla. They also have RM's Indigo.
Yeah.
And Jimin's Face and stuff by J-Hope, too. So if you want to fulfill your need for solo stuff by BTS, check out Hoopla with your library card. You can stream all of that content with your library card.
Yeah, there's always going to be some way to listen to it, and I'm sure we have copies of the album here in the building as well. But that's going to wrap it up for us today on K-Talk. And we are actually going to be taking a bit of a break. So we are going to be going on hiatus for a while, and we don't have a set date to return, but we should be back sooner than later at some point with more K-Talk content. So until then, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.